Hello guys, this is Omkar. Today I am going to review Asus Zenfone 5, which is the unboxing and quick review video, and also I am going to give a hands-on video. So with me I have the package. This is the Asus Zenfone 5. The costing of this phone is around 8,500, but it is available for 8,000 bucks on online site like Flipkart. So the key specs are, it is based on Android, as you can see, and it has Intel Atom Z2520, which is a dual core processor with hyper-threading technology. So now let's take a quick unboxing video and the hands-on. So this is the box packing. So let's keep the phone aside for some time now. Let's see what we have got here. So this is the company manuscript and etc. documents. This is some safety regulations, and this is a pretty standard USB charger, and this is the USB cum charger data syncing cord. So let's keep this aside for a few minutes. So that's it. It's a pretty simple package. We do not have the headphones here, so it might be a downside for some of the people. Now this is the actual handset. It is a 5-inch handset. It is basically it is having a circular curvature at the back. The back is having a 8 megapixel autofocus camera with single LED flash. This is the Asus branding, the Intel branding, and this is the speaker grill at the bottom side. On top you have a 3.5 mm jack, secondary noise cancellation mic. On the right there are two buttons. One is the power up and power down button, and then the volume grill. At the down we have a primary microphone and micro USB cum data charging port. On the left side it is completely blank. Let's unlock it now. Let's remove it. There is a small grill over here to remove the back panel. So I'm going to. It's pretty tight, guys. Yeah. So as you can see, the battery is non-removable battery. It is a 2100 milliamp battery. There are two SIM cards. Both are micro SIM, and there is this is the speaker grill, and this is the micro SD port over here. The phone is expandable up to 64 gigs, and this is the 8 GB variant which I am having with me. So let's put on the cover again. So on the front side we have a IPS display. It is protected by Corning Gorilla 3. On top there is a microphone and speaker grill. These are the basic sensors, and this is the front facing 2 megapixel fixed focus camera. At the bottom there are three touch sensitive capacitive buttons. These are not backlit. Now this may be also a downside, but let's see. And there is a metallic grill having some aluminum type finish. It's pretty good. It gives an elegant design to the overall look of the phone. So the design is basically very rigid and solid. So it's very good design. So now let's look at the phone. So this is the lock screen. Let's unlock it. Now this is the primary display. So the display is fluid. There is no lag as such. I cannot notice lag, and yeah, it's pretty smooth and fluid display. The touch response is pretty decent, as you would expect from any IPS display. Now let's go into the settings. So this is the setting notification panel. It is customized version. The phone is running Android 4.4.2, and on top of it we have the Zenfone UI, that is the proprietary UI of Asus phones. So let's quickly go into the settings. I hope So yeah, these are the settings. So as you can see, the UI is pretty smooth and light. There is no lag as such. So about phone, see, the version of this phone is Android KitKat. Yeah, it's 4.4.2. Let's go back. Yeah. So let us see some apps. Yeah. The phone features a 2 GB of RAM, of which around 1.2 GB is available, and some 800 MB is used by the system and other apps. So in terms of performance, the phone does not have any issues due to the ample amount of RAM available. So let's take a look onto some of the basic. Now let's look at the technical specifications. The phone is equipped with Intel Atom Z2520 processor. It is clocked at 1.2 GHz. As you can see, it's a quad-core processor with hyperthreading, and the GPU rendering is done by Imagination Technologies, that is the PowerVR SGX 544 MP2. So the system, yeah, here you can see the Android version is 4.4.2. The model Asus T00J. Currently battery level is 21% discharging, and the temperature is 29.6. Let's see some sensors. So it has an accelerometer, magnetic field sensor, orientation sensor, a proximity sensor, and a virtual orientation sensor. So that's it. It's a pretty basic stuff. Let's go back into the notification panel. The notification panel is highly customized, and it does not have any special features except like the boost feature, that is, it clears the running applications and gives more RAM. Also, let me show you guys, automatic brightness feature is supported by this device. So let me turn on the brightness. Yeah. So now let's take a look on. So now let's look at some benchmarks. This is the CPU Z. Here, I'll save this. So as you can see, the mobile is powered by Intel Atom Z2520 quad-core processor. It is set at 1.2 GHz. As you can see, there are 4 CPUs clocked at 800 MHz. That is a basic frequency. So let's take a look at the system. So the screen resolution is 720 by 1280. That is a HD resolution. The total screen density is 320 dpi, and as you can see, 1984, that is the total amount of RAM available, and the free RAM is almost 1 gigs. So then there are a couple of basic sensors, that is the accelerometer, the magnetic field sensor, the orientation sensor, light sensor, proximity, and the virtual orientation sensor. So some decent sensors and decent specs overall. So now let's take a look at the AnTuTu benchmarks. So I'll start the test. It will take some time, so let's be patient for the test. So we have completed the benchmarks, and let me connect the Wi-Fi. Yes, there it is. So as you can see, here are our scores. Let's see the details. This is not verified. So we have got a total of 17,976. It is just below the Asus Zenfone 5, the one having a 1.6 GHz processor. So these are pretty decent benchmarks for a price budget of this. The phone has scored some pretty decent benchmarks, so we won't be having any problems regarding the gaming or the HD gamings. So let's see the total detailed score. So here it is, the CPU integer, that is 1088, then the 2D graphics, that is 1666, and then we have the 3D graphics, that is 5710. So this was AnTuTu. Now let's quickly go and take a look at our Quadrant standard benchmarks. the quadrant standard benchmark. It will take a bit of time. Again, in the system info you can see that it is having Android 4.4.2, that is KitKat. Then there is the device information. After that we have the CPU frequency, the number of cores 4, that's a quad core, and then the total RAM, that is the 2 gigabytes of RAM, out of which almost 1.5 gigabytes is available. So let's run the full benchmarks. So that's it guys, we have completed our quadrant standard and we have got a result, that is, you can see, that is 7072. It's above the HTC One X. It is a pretty good score. So now let's check out the frames per second, that is run the Ninamark for the total FPS. So let's start the Ninamark benchmarks. So yeah, let's run. There it is. So the device scored a 60.4 FPS, and this is a good score compared to some other device in this price bracket, like the Xiaomi Redmi 1S and the Micromax Eureka U phone. So now let's quickly go into the multi-touch test and let's see. So there it is. Yeah, so as you can see, it has a 10-point multi-touch, so it's a good. So overall the feel, the form factor and the performance of the phone is pretty decent. There are no lags, and the viewing angle, if I don't know if you can see, the viewing angles are pretty decent from all the sides. The viewing angles are pretty good. So that's it, what we hope from an IPS device. So now let's quickly go into a basic game. So we have the Subway Surfer over here. So as you know that Subway Surfer, the graphics are not pretty intense, but it is a very resource hungry, or you can say it is a CPU intensive game. So let's check out this. So as you can see, the color reproduction is good, the graphics rendering is smooth, no lags as such, no frame drops, and the touch response is pretty nice, almost instantaneous. So let's watch the gameplay for a few times. So that was the Subway Surfers. It played pretty good. So overall the device feels good. It is perfectly fitted in a single hand use. The UI is smooth. Now let's take a pretty quick look into the camera interface. So this is the camera interface. I have the object over here, and it's a pretty stock UI, you can say. It's slightly customized. As you can see, the autofocus is quite quick. So this is the photo is quite good. The noise level is less. The color reproduction is good. As you can see, the details are captured properly. So the camera is fair. It's a decent camera in this given price bracket. So now this is the front facing. Okay, also I forgot to mention that there is a LED notification light just besides the front facing camera, if you can notice it. So that's it guys. For the given price bracket, it is a solid competitor. I would recommend it for the ones having a basic use. No lags as such. The UI is fluid, smooth. The design is elegant. Okay, so that's it for today guys. Thank you for watching the video.